Blog Talk Radio.
Do it later.
President recognizes Mr. Adams of Massachusetts.
Objects of the most stupendous magnitude. Measures which will affect the lives of millions, born and unborn, are now before us. We must expect a great expense of blood to obtain them. But we must always remember that a free constitution of civil government cannot be purchased at too dear a rate, as there is nothing on this side of Jerusalem of greater importance to mankind. My worthy colleague from Pennsylvania has spoken with great ingenuity and eloquence. He has given you a grim prognostication of our national future, but where he foresees apocalypse, I see hope. I see a new nation ready to take its place in the world. Not an empire, but a republic. And a republic of laws, not men. Gentlemen, we are in the very midst of revolution. The most complete, unexpected, and remarkable of any in the history of the world. How few of the human race have ever had an opportunity of choosing a system of government for themselves and their children. I am not without apprehensions.
Hey, Joe.
But the end we have in sight is more than
worth
worth
back
all
in
the
as
name.
a private caller.
I believe, sirs, that the hour has come. My judgment approves this measure, and my whole heart is in it. All that I have, all that I am, and all that I hope in this life, I am now ready to stake upon it. While I live, let me have a country. A free country.
Now let's set the record straight. There's no argument over the choice between peace and war, but there's only one guaranteed way you can have peace, and you can have it in the next second. Surrender. Admittedly, there's a risk in any course we follow other than this, but every lesson of history tells us that the greater risk lies in appeasement. And this is the specter our well-meaning liberal friends refuse to face, that their policy of accommodation is appeasement. And it gives no choice between peace and war, only between fight or surrender. If we continue to accommodate, continue to back and retreat, eventually we have to face the final demand, the ultimatum. And what then? When Nikita Khrushchev has told his people he knows what our answer will be. He has told them that we're retreating under the pressure of the Cold War, and someday, when the time comes to deliver the final ultimatum, our surrender will be voluntary, because by that time, we will have been weakened from within spiritually, morally, and economically. He believes this because from our side he's heard voices pleading for peace at any price, or better rev than death, or as one commentator put it, he'd rather live on his knees than die on his feet. And therein lies the road to war, because those voices don't speak for the rest of us. You and I know and do not believe that life is so dear and peace so sweet as to be purchased at the price of chains and slavery. If nothing in life is worth dying for, when did this begin? Just in the face of this enemy? Or should Moses have told the children of Israel to live in slavery under the Pharaohs? Should Christ have refused the cross? Should the patriots at Concord Bridge have thrown down their guns and refused to fire the shot heard round the world? The martyrs of history were not fools. And our honored dead, who gave their lives to stop the advance of the Nazis, didn't die in vain. Where then is the road to peace? Well, it's a simple answer after all. You and I have the courage to say to our enemies, there is a price we will not pay. There is a point beyond which they must not advance. Winston Churchill said the destiny of man is not measured by material computations. When great forces are on the move in the world, we learn we're spirits, not animals. And he said there's something going on in time and space and beyond time and space, which, whether we like it or not, spells duty. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
All right, everybody, Joseph Gibson here, podcasting live, 8:05 p.m. on the East Coast from Greensboro, North Carolina. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. We should have a pretty good show lined up. We did try to take it on the fly. I do have Chad here as the co-host tonight. Hopefully we all here can have a good conversation. And, of course, also I want to remind everybody that does call in, even the callers, even my co-host, even including myself, background noise. Even last night, Dr. Peter Ventura, he learned a little lesson on that because a quarter of his message was in and out towards the end. We have to be very careful. It's just the platform that we have. Any type of noise can disrupt the caller, and especially if we're doing live calls, which I do plan on doing here tonight. First, the story that I want to cover here is there was apparently a pastor down in Mississippi that was handed out, I believe he was trying to have a church service or something like that. I'm not 100% sure on the entire story, but apparently tickets were given out. I think my buddy Adam maybe can divulge us a little bit on that. I think I see him on the line here. And I would like to actually, here it is right here. It's the story, but I think Adam knows a little more about it. He informed me about this. Police raid church's drive-in service. Issue $500 tickets to entire congregation. Police in Greenville, Mississippi, raided the parking lot of Temple Baptist Church during a drive-in prayer service and issued $500 fines to everyone in attendance, including many elderly congregants. Pastor Arthur Scott told Todd Starnes' radio show that he was astonished by the actions of the police department and the mayor's office. I warned Americans that this could happen. Right? In my new book, Culture Jihad, How to Stop the Left from Killing a Nation. Okay? One of the police officers said the mayor wanted to make an example of our church, the pastor said. I told them to get some more tickets ready because we will be preaching Sunday morning and Sunday night. Amen. God bless them. Hey, let's do it. You know what? Let's get the militia in Mississippi down there. What better place for the militia to take a stand and to stand in front of a church and to guard that church's constitutional rights, right? To stand up for the Constitution. I would say that would be the most greatest opportunity for a wake-up call for the militia to take a stand for the hearts of the patriots across America. That would be awesome. Maybe we need to start working on that, folks. Maybe we need to put the call out tonight. Where are the militias? This is absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. How could this happen in America today? Why is this happening? Why? What is happening? What is the deal here, folks? Does anyone have a clue or an answer? I'm going to connect my first caller here. Let's see. Did Adam want to come on here? Maybe not. I don't know. Chad, you want to give a first intro here real quick? Why don't you go ahead, Chad, first, and then we'll take the callers, or I'll make the calls here to the Mississippi.
Well, good evening, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the show. Tonight we got a lot of topics to cover. Just a heads up. Just for reference, that anybody that calls in private will only be able to listen unless you have something to say and we know who you are and you message us directly, okay? We will not be taking any calls from private callers. Any callers that do call in spoofing numbers immediately will be disconnected. The minute we know who you are, you will be disconnected. Just remember, we pay no mind to anything in the chat room, so you guys are free to speak amongst yourself, talk about whatever you want. Nobody really cares. Just remember, facts don't care about your feelings. So if anybody gets upset by any kind of facts tonight, just remember, facts don't care about your feelings. So with that being said, I'm going to turn everything back over to my co-host Joe here, and I hope everybody enjoys the show tonight. Go ahead,
all right,
Joe.
thank you, Chad. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, we do have Adam here, 614. He wants to talk first, and then, of course, I will make some calls here tonight. So, Adam, go ahead. You're live on the podcast.
So this thing in Mississippi points out a very huge, massive, egregious assumption of power by the state. The governor having basically withdrawn the rights of the people to assemble, the people to worship, the people to speak and gather as they wish, was really in the video. If you watch it, the police officer, as the pastor is explaining to the police officer that they were doing what was constitutionally protected right. And the officer actually said, no, your rights are suspended. Now, under no condition anywhere does it ever state that any authority, any servant, public servant that we have placed in power by our consent. The governments only exist by consent of the governed. There is no clause that says there is an emergency by which your rights may be revoked under any condition. So if there were such an emergency that they could convince this population that bring in your cars in a parking lot to hear a radio broadcast from a pastor was so dangerous that they need not do it, then these people would not have need to have fines and tickets by men. And let's not imagine that a police officer showing up with their lights flashing is not a threat of death. Okay, because that's what they bring. They bring their guns and the ability and willingness to enforce the codes and statutes and dictates, executive orders from a governor at gunpoint. So as they arrive with lethal threats, flashing lights, to tell these people that they cannot assemble in a car, they were obviously no reasonable threat to anyone around them in any way, shape, or form or capacity. No person was being harmed. No person was being threatened. There was no danger of anything happening there except somebody might actually hear a message that would lift them up in a time of crisis. That would have been the worst thing that could have happened. No, there was nothing happening here. But these law enforcers, these code enforcers, came out and robbed these people of $500 each. It was an act of piracy by law enforcement. Orders that they have been given by this governor are not lawful. And if the oath takers, the law enforcement, the governors, all of our public servants don't understand the oath that they took, which is to defend the Constitution of not only the United States, but the Constitution of their state, which I guarantee in the state of Mississippi, I haven't had a chance to look at it, but most states are very similar. The state of Mississippi Constitution, I would almost guarantee, has the right to assemble, the right to bear arms, the right to worship, aside from the fact that the federal Constitution contains those things. And these rights are considered inalienable. And when they were written down on paper, they weren't written as a dictate or permission from the government to do a thing. They were acknowledgement of the natural law of the Creator, of the natural rights that all creatures of the earth are endowed with. And the paper itself serves only as a reminder to government that these are bounds that they may not overstep. That is why we are a republic and not a democracy. Because even democratic vote cannot overrule the rights of the people. Therefore, the people in authority who are placed there by permission do not have the ability to remove the rights of the people. There are certain rules that cannot be done. So again, emergency or not, whether you believe this virus exists or not. I am, for one, a skeptic on whether this virus exists, and if it does, it certainly doesn't exist as dangerous as they're trying to make it out to be. But even if the virus exists and it were utterly deadly, that does not mean that your fear of going out and getting infected from this virus can be projected onto another person to remove their right to participate in society, to pursue their life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Those are rights that we overthrew the crown for denying us. And again, we are facing that very same thing. And if we go forward after all this clears and the virus threat has gone away and we try to resume some resemblance of our normal lives, and there are no consequences for these actors that are assuming the authority of king here, if there are no consequences for them when this is over, we have set a new normal, which is that the state may revoke your rights, your God-given, your creator-given rights. All of creation, whether you believe or not, your rights are given to you by the fact that you were not born any more or less than any other person. All people are created equal. Those rights that are endowed by your creator can now be revoked by permission or consent. The consent is presumed by the fact that you submitted and surrendered. That Reagan quote that you started with was very, very appropriate here, in that we capitulate, we keep giving government authority that it presumes for itself, and we give it. Even if we don't outwardly consent, we submit, we surrender. And the more we surrender, the more we keep surrendering, the more we retreat. Eventually, as Reagan stated, there is eventually a point where they will just ask for the ultimate demand. The complete enslavement, the complete subjugation. That's what we are literally facing here. The 1,000 years of darkness. We have a choice. Because they get away with this and they just go on and nothing happens after all of this. They've destroyed so many lives. They've destroyed the economy. They have destroyed. There will be many deaths related to this that have nothing to do with the virus. I guarantee it. People's lives are being smashed. Their marriages are being smashed. A lot of people are going to commit suicide. A lot of people are going to commit crimes they wouldn't normally commit. A lot of things are going to happen as a result of the consequence of these dire tyrannical actions of tyrants. And if we don't lay out some real consequences for these actors or these governors that have just decided the Constitution doesn't matter, this police officer in Mississippi that said the governor suspended your rights, then
let's get to that, Adam. I'd like to cover that. What could be the consequences? I mean, what can we, the people, do? Just as now, you can't tell the people what to do, and by no means I would never put you in that position, nor could I tell the people what to do. We're a radio show. All we can do is talk about the subject and say what affords us the right to maybe hold these individuals accountable according to the Constitution lawfully. But before we do that, I want to try contacting this Mississippi Police Department and see what they have to say about this. I do have their number here, and I want to try them. I have two numbers for them, and I'll try both of them. If not, then we'll get back to you. I want to try them real quick and maybe put them on the line here and say, hey, what happened down here? And I want to know. You know, I'm a citizen. I'm an American. I'm a citizen of this republic. I want to know what the heck is going on here. What do you mean my rights are now suspended? What do you mean? What's going on here? Is this true? What happened? I want to find out. So let's call them and find out.
Police 1 speaking.
Yes, how you doing, ma'am? I have a question. Hello? Hello? Well, I guess she just hung up on me. Boy, she didn't even let me ask a question. Let's try that back again. All right. I guess we got disconnected, maybe. I don't know.
Greenville Police, one speaking.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me now? Hello? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Obviously, something. Boy, they already got me already. It's already blocked, huh? What's going on with that? Oh, my goodness.
She probably recognizes an out-of-state number. She probably won't answer an out-of-state number. I imagine.
Yeah, that could be true, but what I can do is I've got another idea here, and what I'd like to do is do something else here, and I was prepared
for that. Number to make it a Mississippi number.
No. I don't. I'm not gonna do that.
Do what
I can
most
do
of your
this here.
prank callers do.
Yeah, but I'll be the one that gets arrested for it, though. Violating the law. So no, I'm not going to break the law. I'm going to do everything lawfully. All right, here we go. Let's try this way here. Yes, this is Crime Stoppers, correct, ma'am? Can you hear me? I would like to report a possible crime.
Okay, what type of crime are you trying to report?
Well, I need to make sure it happened at your department, actually. Through your department, I guess there was at a church today where people were handing out $500 tickets, and a police officer said that our rights are now suspended. And I was just wondering, is that true?
You have to contact the police department for that. That's a different agency.
No, that's a different agency, so you guys don't take crime tips? Because, violating our constitutional rights is a crime, I would imagine, correct?
The police department is a different agency than Crime Stoppers. If you have questions about the policies, then you'd have to contact them directly.
Yeah, I tried that, and is there anyone there directly I could report this to or inquire to them about? Maybe can you provide me with that information, please?
Again, that would be with the non-emergency police department, since that's who you have questions about, and that is a different agency.
Oh, that's a different agency. Okay, so but it was a police department. So do you have their non-emergency number available for me?
No.
No, you don't. Okay, so basically I can't report a crime to Crime Stoppers then, because when it pertains to something like that, you're not going to accept that complaint, correct? What kind of complaints do you accept as far as Crime Stoppers goes? I don't understand. What is Crime Stoppers about?
You'd have to contact the non-emergency police department about that and take up your concerns with them.
Okay, all right. So this isn't Crime Stoppers then. You don't report crimes to Crime Stoppers, then you report it to the police department, correct?
You have questions about the local policies and the local laws, and you're upset that people were handed out tickets. For that, you'd have to contact the non-emergency police department. You have the wrong number.
Okay, so I have the wrong number. Okay, so that's procedure and policy. Okay, all right. Well, thank you very much, ma'am. I appreciate your time. All right, apparently, all right, let's see here. All right, well, what do you think about that, Chad? Did Adam drop there? Did Adam drop, or did I disconnect him by accident during that call? Did I disconnect him?
Adam he had to jump off. He had work issues.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
So,
all right. Well, what do you think about that? That was well, obviously they don't take crimes at Crime Stop. Well, I guess Crime Stop. I wanted to report a crime. I asked her about it. This pastor and these tickets that and the police officer saying that their rights are suspended, and I think that's a crime. I think it is. So I guess Crime Stoppers is not willing to investigate that.
No.
They said I need to contact the police department, and the police department hung up on me 2 times in a row. So obviously they're not going to take my complaint about this supposed ticket thing that happened, and this police officer stating that their rights are now suspended. So therefore, what do I do next? Do I contact the military, the National Guard? I need help here. I mean, who's gonna? I mean, who do I contact? We, the people, obviously. Are asleep.
I
We're
think
not
the
gonna do anything
National
about
Guard
it.
would be the next level.
I would imagine so. I mean, how do we restore our Constitution here? I mean, the police have all the guns. They got all the uniforms. They got the prisons. They got control of everything. So, I mean, what do we do here? How do we restore our republic? You know, I mean, we walk into their courthouses. They don't want to hear us. I called clerks before I called politicians, and nothing happens. You know, so I mean, there's what do we do as the people? We just lay down and take it, right? We just bend over.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all we can do. I mean, they say our rights are suspended. Period. End of story. Here's a $500 ticket. You better pay that, or we're going to come kick down your door and haul you away. Because that's probably what they will do. I mean, if you don't pay your door, pull you over when they see you on the street and haul you off, and put those clamps on you and haul you off, and then they'll make you do the time in jail to pay off the fine or whatever. You know, at least down here in North Carolina, that's how they'll do it. You don't pay your fines. But, you have no rights. You have no rights. That's it. You have no rights in the state of Mississippi, folks. You have no rights. You have no right to worship your God how you see fit. You do not have the right to sit in your car and listen to a pastor preach. Otherwise, the police will be there, and they will arrest you. They'll give you a ticket, which is really technically an arrest. It's a misdemeanor.
Joe,
I guess, or whatever they call it.
Here's what we need to do as a society. Okay, people need to stand up and tell the government, tell the police, you know what, fuck you. Everybody needs just to stop
that's right.
paying anybody. You know, everybody bows down to the government. But what they don't realize, without you, the government is nothing.
Yeah. Well, actually, I don't know about that anymore because technically, they say our taxes pay for everything. I mean, they could just print money and create it out of thin air. What do they need the taxpayer for? Just to do those jobs, to do all those important jobs, to pave the roads and to help the sick people, those poor elderly people out there that they're trying to kill off with this virus, population control, whatnot. I've heard a lot of those arguments out there, probably true. Who knows? Why does the government really need us? I mean, they just need us to, keep the buildings in order, keep filing the paperwork, and, do what we're told.
Keep the money
and
flowing.
Try to
keep the money flowing.
Well, keep the I guess keep the Ponzi scheme flowing. I guess you could say, because they don't need tax money. They don't need that. That does not go for they print the money, so they just print it out of thin air. I mean, it's printed $6 trillion. $4 trillion to the Fed. The Fed got authorized to print $4 trillion, and then they gave another $2.5 trillion to the people supposedly. So they can go out and spend it on garbage, iPhones and laptops and stuff like that. They can't go out to eat no more. They can't go to the bar and party. They can't go out dancing and stuff like that. But they can still waste it on other things. Well, we got some callers here, and what do you guys think out there? Everybody, phone number's 657-383-0616. Press number 1. What? Where, how, and why? Why are they doing this to us? Why? What's going on here? What's up with this virus? What's the deal with this virus? I mean, this virus has got everyone in such a panic that now we no longer have any rights? We have no longer a right to assemble any longer? Even if you don't believe in God. I mean, surely you have to be against that, people out there. What do you think? What is the agenda here? What's the plan? What is the major malfunction here of society that we need to be on the lookout for? Let's take the first caller here, 302, and I know who this is, so we'll hear what he has to say, as always, and bring him on. Go ahead there, 302.
Hey, now.
Yes, sir.
We're at the dirty end of the field now. And those that want freedom, justice, and total independence, it's time to come and play. I have some good news. Two pieces.
Okay.
Two-part. The first one is I went and had a test, and it says, Donathan Davis, you have tested positive for COVID-19, and you need to be vaccinated immediately. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me put my glasses on. I don't know if I read that right. Let me read it again.
So you've been
Mandela
tested, huh? And you tested positive.
Mandela Khan Davis, you have been tested and found positive tested positive for cocaine. That's 99%
cocaine.
Oh,
cocaine. I'd believe that, Mandela Khan.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I misread what they had said me. I'm sorry. They said it was cocaine, 19% pure.
Mental schizophrenia.
19% pure. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's some good news. But I have some other good news. I have some other good news that I know that y'all can use. Is that this is the revolutionary revelation, and this will be my last call in Joe Gibson's program because of the sign of the times in which we live, because we had a rectification process, and I've been found guilty of insubordination. And Fast and Furious, I was told that I'm not doing my job, that I'm stalling, I'm procrastinating, I'm filibustering by dealing with sectors that does not have the people's interests at hand. For instance, Shabaka, Black Power, I'm no longer allowed to interact with him, Tyrone Thompson, or even Joe Gibson for that matter, because my assignment was to get 11 million people to turn them into 100 million. And according to the sign of the times in which we live, I've been strictly mandated to stay the course and do the organizing in the organizing committee and the Central Committee of the
so you're under orders. So you're under orders then. So you're under orders then to have no contact with Shabaka Radio, Joe Gibson's radio, anyone else, Tyrone Thompson's radio. You're under strict orders. So wow. I didn't know they had that type of control and power over you, and you had to obey.
Well,
what if they told you to jump off a bridge? Would you do that too?
Well, for the matriarch to fulfill his destiny, I have to follow those orders. But with your network, the only one that I'll keep my Facebook open, I'll keep our pages open and directed towards, we can interact on Facebook, and that will be the major thing, because right now we have a system that says that the government is outlawing freedom, justice, and independence. And if we, the people, by the people, for the people, submit,
they were getting fried by 5G. Something's going on here. Something's going on. Somebody's phone or something's going on here. Go ahead, Mandela Khan.
Yeah. We have a government that is outlawing freedom, justice, and total independence, not only for the people of this country, but for the planet Earth. And if we submit to these tyrants, then that means that the only people that have freedom, justice, and total independence is the outlaws. So we are declaring that the government all across the planet is now in bankruptcy, hardship, crisis, and state of emergency, and they must be overturned. But it's going to take a multitude of people to do that. And we look at things now, and we're putting policies on the board where the 5G kill grid, just like the drug war and the war on terrorism, all three of them have to be opposed, but we're going to start first with the 5G kill grid. And the 5G kill grid is what is taking control for other governments to use draconian measures to take away the sovereignty and integrity, dignity, and independence of the birthrights of the whole planet. And that has never happened before, right? So we're putting that on the table. And equally as important is that by the time the temperature gets pressure busts a pipe. By the time the temperature gets 80, 90, 100 degrees, it's going to be enormous pressure on every person on the planet, where even the mouse in the house going to want to come out. And we know that the people are going to come out. Many people may, like somebody said on your program earlier, many people may commit suicide. But we know that we have tanks and troops and special forces surrounding the people as we speak. And we know that there is going to be a uprising. For instance, there are people in California who's coming out on Saturday, the young people. There are people on the 12th, 13th, and 14th, and 15th of this month who will be staging a come out and whatever and what have you. So even though the government tells us to don't be 6 feet too close to each other, don't have no more than 5 to 10 or 15 or 20, what have you, we know that all of those things are anti-national democratic rights and anti-international democratic rights. So look for some of the greatest spectacles of things to happen, whether it be good or bad, but in the final analysis, when the smoke clears, we the people, by the people, for the people. We are the government, and all governments are now null and void because of their genocide, atrocities, and war crimes that they have coming to a theater.
So they're null and void. That's good. That's good. So therefore, the People's Revolution then and the matriarch, they're going to ignore these 6 feet orders. You got to stay 6 feet apart from each other. We're going to shut down your businesses, like people in the matriarch who own a business. They're going to open them up and ignore what this government has to say because it's null and void, right?
Oh, first things first. We have to establish what must be, and then abolish what we see. We have to have a multitude of numbers, first and foremost. The first thing that we all understand is that the government has to be overturned. Some people want to do it with arms. Some people want to do it with peace. Some people want to do it based in the law. Some people want to do it based on the righteousness in which it's supposed to be. So the first things first is that most of us, a multitude of people, no matter what color they are, they realize now that something's wrong, and we got a right to fix it because we're in the valley of decision, and this time we have to be right. So having to be right means that freedom, justice, total independence is for everybody, or there is no freedom, justice, or total independence for nobody. And they can't jail or kill us all, no matter what we see facing in the streets, the mean streets of America, the mean streets of Ethiopia. What we see is going to be overturned. So we know in the African countries,
Mandela Khan, with all due respect, you just said some people want to overturn it with guns, some people want to overturn it with the law, some people want to overturn it at the polls. How does the matriarch going to overturn it? How are they going to overturn it?
Well, it ain't over till the fat lady sings, and it's not nice to fool with Mother Nature. If you look at the tumultuous early bird special that Mother Nature is showing us today, here we are in a March, and we don't have no March Madness, but what do we have? Topsy-turvy temperature control. You know, sometimes it's 70 and 7 degrees, and sometimes it's 40. Sometimes we have a little earthquake here. Sometimes we have a little what have you, whatever. So we're getting a sign that what has to happen is that the numbers of people who are organizing, they have to be not under Mandela Khan's voice or Donald Trump or Barack Obama. It has to be under the voices of the mothers and grandmothers and great-grandmothers who are seeing their families destroyed worldwide. And now that we have the deep state going in shock, and the deep state is the elite who know that they have ran a sexual trafficking and pedophilia, and they're using a drug called adrenaline. Adrenaline is what you get from the children. You have to kill the children. You have to have a blood oath, and you have to go through rituals. And this is why a lot of children are being missing all over the planet, because the elite knows that they use this adrenaline, and this is a drug that's tapped from the spinal, pineal gland, and for the elite to go through their rituals, they know that they're in deep state, and now we have a situation where those who are part of international organizations are unearthing the so-called trafficking, child trafficking specifically, because these are the ones where we see a lot of people being missing all over the planet, and most of them are from people who feel as though they don't have any family values, to where the missing in this thing is the unwanted children, children who've been dispossessed, children.
I thought that was Donald Trump. I thought that's what this whole thing was happening for. I thought that's why the economy was crashing, and they were arresting the Federal Reserve, and they were going to these underground tunnels and arresting all these people that kidnapped all these children and that are sex slaves around the country, around the world, and they were, freeing them. I thought that's what all the ventilators were for and everything like that. Are you telling me that's what the matriarch is doing?
I'm telling you that from the Roman Catholic Church to the Storefront Baptist Church and to every elitist who's on television and Hollywood, they know their asses are caught and done. That's why you have major corporations and CEOs resigning, trying to duck out before their indictment. but they are taught in this process. However, the matriarch, where that comes into play, is that all of the elite has been ran by the Masonic order of the patriarchs. That's why when you look at religion, television, and the control of corporate internationalism, you don't see the women who has been in control of the commodities, the stock market, Dow Jones, or what have you. So what you see now is that the mothers and grandmothers and great-grandmothers now, in some countries, they'll have a shoot-to-kill order because of the so-called virus. But we know the 5G kill grid, some people have been exposed today within certain sectors, like the Amazon. There's been a young boy found with COVID-19 in the Amazon. There's no 5G kill grid over there. But what there is people who come in and out of countries. So now they're banning people on flights. They're trying to halt people from going from one city, one state, one county to another so that they can say that we're getting an attempt to halt the growth and development of COVID-19, but it has nothing to do with that because we all know that we've all suffered from a bunch of illnesses and so forth and so on and what have you, but never in the history of the world has the whole world been under lockdown. And this don't come in fall and winter. This comes in spring and summer. What a great summer we're going to have. You always hear the term, this is going to be a long, hot summer. This is going to be a summer where we're going to remember this, and this is going to be documented as the greatest or the worst summer that the whole world has ever.
Yep. And I see 432. I see area code. Hang on. I see 432. I do see you. We will get to you. But Mandela-Con, so all this that's happening, you're saying that the matriarch is taking its place on Earth, and they're going to organize, even though they're not allowed to. Of course, they'll be arrested or cited or hauled into court or what have you, whatever. And so you're saying the matriarch is going, and the matriarch is not. It's not nice to fool with Mother Nature, so that's why all these earthquakes are happening and why the locusts are traveling, spreading all over Africa right now that nobody's reporting on, and that so it's because of the matriarch, you're saying, and Mother Nature.
Oh, let me put this again because I want to make sure that everyone hears me. On all Blog Talk Radio, the red, black, and green, the matriarch, the mighty pain, and class action 567. Because of your own perjury, sedition, and insubordination, whether it's under white power or black power, I noticed that in black power, you were allowed on, John Son has been allowed on, and such that, or what have you, on Shabaka's Black Experience. I bought two of the pain matriarchs and organizers. One was named Christine, and the other one was named Michael. And do you know, I was indicted by the four little rascals of Shabaka's Black Experience, and I was chastised by this monster and his cohorts who don't or won't go against Uncle Scam, but always saying that a white person did this or a white person did that, and they ain't gonna allow no white person in their sector. I bought two Africans in the sector of Shabaka's Black Experience and was treated like I was you or John Connor. But here's where I got his ass, because they are all veterans of Uncle Scam. They are all either cops or what have you. They are not against Uncle Scam. We're here under the matriarch to overturn Uncle Scam because of what he's doing on behalf of the whole planet. And we don't give a damn if you're black or white. We don't care if you're a Ku Klux Klan or a Blue Klux or a Black Panther. You locked down just like everybody else. We don't care if you're a Crip or Blood or you're a Cardinal, Bishop, or Monsignor. You're locked down like everybody else. So when it comes to the people's bloodless revolution of the matriarch, we're second to none, and we will not tolerate any kind of so-called you are the boogeyman, Mandela, and you're the bad guy, while the world is telling you and Uncle Scam that we get ready to oppose your ass with superior numbers. I am the voice of the matriarch, and that's what's getting ready to take control of this country.
All right. Well, okay. You made your point. You're getting the matriarch, and you are getting ready to oppose me or Uncle Sam or Uncle Scam, like you like to call it, and the rest of the world except for China. You did mention that plenty of times. You said you're not against China.
Let me just mention this.
And Russia.
Let me just mention this quickly. You go with the founding fathers and the Constitution and what have you. I call them the founding fathers with Tyrone Thompson and the matriarch and internationalism of the birthrights. Now, here's where it all came to play. Y'all had some Second Amendment people surrounding Capitol just a few weeks ago before this so-called boogeyman scare shocked you into complicity. What happened? Where is the Second Amendment and those right to bear arms and our freedom of freedom, justice, and total independence? I'll tell you what happened. It got frightened away. Because
I agree with you 100%. That's, you know what? That is the most logical thing you said so far. You're absolutely right. Okay. Where are they? Where is their assembly now? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'll tell you where they are. They're trying to regroup because they're trying to figure out what the hell happened from Virginia to North Carolina and all these capitals that we surrounded with our guns in our hand and bazookas and shit. Y'all didn't go and arrest them because you're not under the matriarch in Class Action 567. We have a right and a duty and the authority to do so now because of the sign of the times in which we're given today. And I dare a black motherfucker or a white motherfucker to come against what the sign of times tell us what we got to do. All hands on deck. We all need each other now. Time is a terrible thing of the waste. All power to the people, no power to the sheeple.
Okay, Mandela Khan, just hang on there. I don't know if there's, let's see if this is a cohort here, but 432, it might be one of your people. 432.
Hi there, this is Sam Knight, and a lot of the DNC is, they're all being taking their orders from the SATCOMs, the Chinese. They run the media, they fund the media, and I remember one time Mandela Khan was talking about Chinese was the hope. Now they're not. What does he think about that?
Well, I don't think I don't know if he supports the Chinese government or not, but he's saying he represents the matriarch, and the matriarch is going to arrest the world because of its
hold on.
power.
That was a very good question. Sir. Oh, say that again.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Mandela Khan.
Say that again.
He said it once. You heard it.
Yeah, you.
How many times you got to repeat it?
Got mad at Joey because he was talking about the Chinese, and you were saying that the Chinese are the ones going to help out the matriarch. You know that, and just.
Okay. You have selective amnesia. I'll repeat what I said from the very beginning. The most favored trading nations to the United States of Africa in the red, black, and green is Russia and China. I'll say it again. The most favored trading nations, no matter what you see going down at the moment, is Russia and China. Why do I say that? Because I can prove that Russia and China has never used its military to hang my people across the globe. They have never used their policies to put me in slavery under no form of circumstance. They've always been against the European Union. They've always been against the United States of America and England and France and Germany. And the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
And who are your people, Mandela Khan? And by the way, who are your people?
Yeah. My people are revolutionary. Those that want to overturn a rotten, filthy social system. They're not all black and they're not all men. They're led by the matriarch.
Well, would you
my
say
people
that the Chinese people... Well, would you say the people? So revolutionaries. What's a revolutionary? Because the Chinese people have revolutionaries within their own country that are being suppressed. So I don't understand. What do you mean by that?
A revolution is to overturn the system. And I remember the Chinese was turned into a nation of junkies by England, France, and what have you, and America, just like the so-called black and indigenous people in this country. But what did they do? Rebelled, and they turned against their own neo-colonial people and even persecuted them. And now China is the world leader in economics, and they can fill 200 million soldiers, and they can shoot shit all over the planet. So what we, as indigenous people of this country, need to do is take a page from China's and Russia's book. And why do they oppose the European Union? Why do they oppose the United States federal government? And that's the same page that we are taking on behalf of the red, black, and green and the total recall of the Ethiopian matriarch. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Well. Let's bring on 614 here. Obviously, you support China, then, so you support the Chinese Communist manifesto over there, and their suppression of their own people and the murder, and like Mao Zedong, 35 million people murdered, and so that's if you support that, that's fine, But let's bring on 614.
Well, you just took some of my thunder. I was about to say, the man who continues to speak from a fourth grade education, apparently because he knows nothing of the world history, the Chinese probably killed more people than the Russians, who he was also praising. Let's look at the deaths under Stalin, how many millions of people died during the Lenin and Stalin revolutions in Russia. And anywhere in 30 million would be a conservative estimate of how many people actually died during the revolution under Mao. There's estimates of up to 40 to 60 million, but the problem is nobody kept accurate records of how many people starved to death during his reign and his takeover of the People's Republic of China. So these ridiculous notions and assertions that are continuously being played out that, the butter knife revolution is going to stand up and do something that the Second Amendment can't do, that the revolution of the United States and the colonies and may rise against the crown, those things were all illegitimate and that was all about slavery and all that. It's all single-mindedness, rewriting of history, and really just it's an obsession.
And he's stating that the matriarch is going to rescue all these slaves underground and going to bring the people back to justice and, arrest all these bankers and elitists and deep state people that we've been hearing, I guess, on the internet, that the matriarch is taking credit for all this now, I guess.
Well, right. Well, so he's taking credit for the actions of somebody else. But then, again, as I continuously, whenever he appears, I continuously ask, where is this matriarch and can he represent it? He's like, where are all these Second Amendment people? Where are all these militia? They all came out with their bazookas. By the way, that's illegal. Nobody came out with a bazooka, so way to go on the exaggeration there. But he never shows up with any evidence of anything he says. It's all delusional, and it's with a fourth grade education or something, because he doesn't have even the most basic understanding of actual world history, even if he had gotten it from our current public school system, which is full of more indoctrination than actual history. He would have been better off than this stuff that he's spewing today, which is really based on a bunch of racist, sexist garbage that it makes no sense whatsoever.
Okay, let me just interject on, there's a thing in the Bible called Adam and Eve. That's where he has selective amnesia. First of all, the People's Revolution is not black, it's not white. It's about wrong versus right. The matriarch should have never had a black man or a white man take control.
Okay, let me ask you this, Mandela Khan.
Okay. First things first. Let me answer this.
No. Let me ask you this.
I'll tell you what. No. Listen, you're not going to thank me. You're not going to double team me if you're not going to let me respond, right?
Let's not yell. Hang on. Let's not yell.
Okay. We have one question on the floor that I'm trying to answer, and I'll answer the second one when it's
Adam did ask him a question. I know.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay. Not Mandela Khan. Please, this is my last voice on your telecast.
We know that. You said that already. Go ahead. Go ahead. Ask. Go ahead. Finish your answer, Mandela Khan. Go ahead. Finish your answer.
Okay. The answer is this. This guy first said racism. He said, well, I'm a ninth grade student, not a fourth grade student, so he misinterpreted. And genius from the colleges, whether you went to Harvard and Yale, you may be educated, but you're ignorant and you have no intelligence. So since you want to throw an underline slap at me, don't play with me, because I'm not going to try to throw darts at you, but look at the sign of the times we live in today. You're not going to make me the boogeyman or the bad guy when Uncle Scam is the cohort that has the whole world under lockdown, under the World Bank, IMF, and the capitalism based on imperialism. So, go. Now, jump on that. Who's the next question?
Okay, Chad has a question for you. Go ahead, Chad.
Okay, so you talk about this matriarch. Who is this matriarch? Okay, you talk about this revolution. Who is it? You never give us insight into who it actually is. You just say the matriarch and the revolution, but you never tell us who it is. You don't go into any other details other than the same thing about butter knives and the revolution. So
I've never mentioned butter knives just a few times.
It's every time you're on the show you talk about the butter knife.
No,
okay?
I talk about the matriarch every time.
All right, well, who is the matriarch? Who is the matriarch? Everyone wants to know. Who is the matriarch?
Okay, right now, March 2020, if you lay the map of the world out, the majority, the mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers are witnessing what's happening to their families. They are in control of Mother Earth, Mother Nature, Mother Africa, Mother Universe. They are the final decision makers, and they will appear as we go forward from here, based on the sign of times in which we live. I can't tell you who are. You want to know how many people I got?
So the mothers and grandmothers control the weather? They control the weather? You said they control Mother Nature.
Come on.
They control the weather, you're saying.
Okay. I'll tell you what. To prove what I'm saying, the great quakes in this country that's coming to a theater near you, you know all the volcanoes that you got around y'all? If I don't get what the fuck I want, just watch the quakes in this summer, and it's going to tell you everything that you won't
Medelicon, you
recognize.
Want to start this revolution? You want to start this
revolution? It's already been started.
No,
yeah, it's already
you
started.
take your happy ass down to the nearest police station, and you tell them you're ready to fight, and you see what happens.
No, Chad, that's not wrong. That's the wrong ingredient, Chad. There's no nations left to conquer, no armies left to defeat. It's only a hateful, peaceful retreat. There is nobody left to defeat or fight, Chad. Why
are you smoking crack?
Well, no. Wait a second. What are you talking about? You just said you're retreating where? Where are you going to retreat to?
Either you're having a revolution, or you're going to fight somebody, or you're going to retreat.
Hey, Chad, don't try to kill the message and the hell with the message. You know goddamn well that your Second Amendment, your Constitution, you are not in opposition of Uncle Scam. You are one of his.
Come on.
Okay.
You got a fictitious revolution.
Still, Chad, the question wasn't answered. Who is Mother Earth then? He said Mother Earth is the matriarch. Who is Mother Earth? What is a Mother Earth?
Who?
So you're telling me grandmothers and
Mother
mothers
Earth
are
and
Mother Nature?
Mother Uterus and Mother Earth was never to be disconnected from Mother Nature. Men like you did this. You men, you did this. He don't have the whole world in his hands, and Atlas don't have the world on his shoulders, and you're getting a
but neither will the matriarch. Hang on. Neither will the matriarch, because you said you're retreating. So you're not going. Where are you retreating to? Where's the retreat to? Where are you retreating to? Where is
retreat? What retreat? What did I say about retreating?
You just said that you were retreating.
You said it was a great retreat. You're retreating. Yes, that's what you said.
No. I said
okay.
I said that based on the sign of times in which we live, I cannot filibuster, procrastinate, spend time with Tyrone Thompson, Shabaka, and those interlopers who has no concept to organize the people for freedom, justice, and total independence. My assignment was crystal clear.
Anybody will even listen or entertain your idea of this revolution, because you go out on a real show and nobody is going to have you back, because you can't give us anything
that's not
with
true.
real substance.
Hey, Chad, that's not true.
No, don't give me that, Medelicon.
Hey, Chad, you're just comfortable in Zoom and in what we call sign of times in which we live. If I bring you to the hip-hop stations all over this country, the matriarch takes control. Shala Sakura is the mother of the revolution of the matriarch today, 90 miles from school. I'm taking orders from her, okay? So you don't know what I know, And I don't know what you know, but I do know this.
Who is she?
But maybe
Who
we
is
need
she?
to know what
Who
she
are you
knows.
taking? You got some fictitious Mother Earth out there going to give you orders to retreat
Fictitious
from
Mother Earth.
a revolution that you're not
hey,
even
Chad,
fighting?
Chad, don't dumb down on yourself. Do you know it's not Father Earth, it's
Dumb
Mother
down
Earth.
myself.
Mother
You're
Earth
the one
is
that's
real,
calling in on the
Chad.
show and talking about some fictitious ass fucking revolution that you're fighting with some tree in Africa.
We're not
Okay?
fighting.
So,
hey, Chad.
well, then you don't have a revolution. What you have is a
That's
silent
not true.
protest of stupidity.
Okay, what you got with your Second Amendment and your guns and arms, the bear arms and your Bible and your Constitution? What do you got, Chad?
An angry Facebook group. That's all we got with that, too, okay? I won't give that
That's
much
right,
substance
yeah.
either.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, the
Six
Second Amendment
installments
movement
break
in the
my
United
bones.
States,
You know,
the Second Amendment movement in the United States
what
is about as big a joke as
matriarch?
your fucking matriarch revolution.
That's right.
Hey, Chad,
So
I
again,
appreciate what
how are
you
you
just
going to
said.
win, Mandela Khan? How are you going to win without
but
any
let me
weapons
just answer, Chad.
and a retreat?
Let me just ask. Okay. First of all,
fuck's
people,
sake.
when this thing started, we didn't pray, vote, go to school, or shoot our way into this situation today. And isn't
You
it
carry
extraordinary? I
butter
got to bring this
knives.
to your. We didn't pray, vote, shoot, or go to school our way in this situation because we all cared about the people that we interacted with until a strange thing happened. Till a few people decided,
Can I
well,
ask a
fuck, I'm
question,
going to take it
Mandela?
all.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question about how many mothers and grandmothers does the matriarch have right now? You said you needed 11 million. How many right now, roughly, do you have?
Okay, here's what I know from Maine to Florida, Washington State to California, UK, University, Kentucky, Congo, the Bongo. We have at least 2.5 million that's getting ready to take
Oh, for fuck's sake.
inside this
Come
country.
on. You're
This
full
country.
of it.
Okay? Now, I'll give you all some coordinates, Joe. I'll send them to you, and you can share them with the people on your friends list because the matriarch is getting ready to organize in place through social media the 100 million people that's needed in this country to show that the eagle is changing its spots.
Well, Arsha Veda was a woman of the matriarch, correct?
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned
was,
her. Have you read her book? Have you seen her book?
Yes,
her book is out.
yes,
and
I have. Yes, I
Okay.
have. She sent me a copy of it, and she mentioned my radio show in it. Yes, she did, and me.
Okay,
Yes, she did.
okay.
So,
Okay. She's the chosen daughter of the matriarch, and she alone has 50,000 women from her wing. And if you look at my page, I have over 4,500. 4,000 of them are matriarchs. They're not all black. They're all over the planet, and they are waiting for the mothers
come
of
on,
this
give
nation
it up, Mandela
to give
Khan.
them their marching
You don't
orders.
have a revolution. You don't have some tree
Okay, Chad. Time will tell. Because this
Time
is
will
spring.
tell. You've been spouting this same damn thing for 15 years, and you still haven't had
I
a
know
revolution.
you were just 6 months. Now quit lying, Chad. When have you ever heard me? Don't lie to people. 15
About
years.
every
Don't
time
do
I
that.
talk to you.
Well, why do you say 15
where are you
years when it ain't
where are
been
you
15
getting this
months?
information from, Mandela Khan? Where are you getting this information from about people in tunnels and everything? Where did you get this information from?
Wait a minute, what tunnels?
Well, you said women and children that are held prisoner. It's what you said, and the matriarch is rescuing them. That's what you stated earlier. So I want what is this all about?
What I said was, when it comes to sex trafficking, that comes from the Pope, the Cardinals, Bishops, Monsignors, and the elite of Hollywood and what have you. And they are under indictment. And thanks to Donald Trump and a few other coordinates that I won't put on the table.
I thought you didn't even
because
like Donald Trump.
I'm not beginning. I said that he was the best thing that ever happened since who? Abraham Lincoln. And if you look on any coin, all the other coins have all the people in the president.
All right, hang on. Let's not get off topic. Hang on. You said thanks to Donald Trump, and what are you talking about? Where did you get this information from? Can you tell us, or can you at least expound upon it a little bit?
I want you to go and look into what's really happening to the elite, the sexual trafficking pedophilia of the elite, starting from the Roman Catholic Church trickle down to the storefront Baptist church. And when you look at who gets first rights at the children, it's the monarchs. Who gets first right at their sexual organs, their or whatever, it's the cardinals, bishops, monsignors. It's the page boards in the elected officials, the executive, judicial, and legislative branch. It is the MAMLA, Man Boy Love Association. These are the elite people who are under a scathing indictment. And all those Hollywood people who went along with the program, they are also under indictment. But the people who are going to arrest them are the matriarch and her legions. And she outnumbered everybody.
Okay, that was my point. All right, hang on, that was my point. That was my point. Yeah, that was my point. Okay, so you're saying the matriarch is going to enforce Donald Trump's indictments and arrest these people. Is that what you're saying? Donald Trump has brought this forward, this thing you're talking about here, and the matriarch is going to be the enforcers here and going to bring these people to justice. The world court or whatever have you, the matriarch court or whatever court there is out there. Is that what you're saying?
The common law court, which is
common law court. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
For sovereign and integrity and international democratic rights. Those who are in office now, they have a mandate or mandate to switch on behalf of the people. And I do know this, that even though we don't have local, county, city, state, and federal legislation, Donald Trump, and I never was against him. I was against more of a Barack Obama than I was against Donald Trump, so you can go into the thing. But the fact of the matter is that those indictments and arrest warrants are being carried out. But Class Action 567, which is the matriarch, will enforce.
Where are these indictments happening? Okay, because we're not seeing any of that. Well, all we're getting is what people want to read from Q. All we're getting is what people throw on Facebook. I mean,
where's Ellen DeGeneres? Where is Oprah Winfrey?
They're probably locked down in their houses because of this bullshit coronavirus, like everybody else.
And what about the major elitist CEOs that's resigning?
Well, yeah. Okay, Mendoza. Okay, we'll give you that. All right, Mendoza. Okay, yeah, there has been elite people that have been brought. Okay, yeah, Epstein and everything. Okay, we'll give you that. Okay, but the fact of the matter is, you're saying that the matriarch is going to bring these people to the common law courts of justice around the world. When is this going to happen, Mendoza? Can you tell us by any chance?
Okay, within the next 90 days. Everyone on the planet is going to have a change of heart and choose a new way of life to the matriarch to bring the world into live and let live in one love. Because the Masonic patriarch has the world in kill or be killed. If you look at what's happening today on the planet, this is the desperation of the governments to keep what they stole. But the majority of people on the planet are women, mothers, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, super majorities, their children, old folks, and the real supermajority is the men who will switch and stand, defend, serve, protect the women who's calling for a total recall. And that's where we are
got
today.
A private caller here, Mandela. We got a private caller here. Let's see what this caller has to say. Add to this. Private caller, go ahead. Yes, private caller. No, you don't want to speak on this.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead. Yes, hello.
I think my dad's in the hospital, and they won't let me in to go visit him. And
okay, well that's not our problem. Okay, I'm sorry. Go call the hospital. Don't call Blog Talk Radio. Don't call my show.
We weren't going to answer any private calls.
Hey, but Joe, that's very important. That was
that.
ignorant, Joe. That's very important. And here's why that's important.
No, that's a crank call. That's what that is. But anyway, can you let's get back on topic here. Let's stay on topic. Okay, so the matriarch is going to do this, and they're going to bring these people to the common law courts. Where are these indictments at? What's going on here? Can you give us an update, maybe?
Okay. The indictment is the sign of times we live in today when it comes to liberty, freedom, justice, and total independence that's being denied to the whole human planet, never before ever happened. So people are getting a crash course history in what they must remember or what they don't want to recognize. We gave the government all across the planet our birthrights. We gave them representative leadership over us to represent the constituents. Now we're telling everyone that the state-sponsored terrorist is going to cause more damage in the next 90 days unless we get out of our seat, on our feet, into the streets and unify and arrest these tyrants and march the hordes on the Capitol.
We can't do that, Mandela Khan. We can't. How can we do that? How are we going to get in the streets? The police are. You just heard what I said in the beginning of the show. The beginning of my show here. The police are arresting people trying to worship God. So, what are you talking about? I mean, how are we going to get in the streets?
Okay, that's a beautiful thing because it's supposed to be based on God, country, Constitution, and freedom, justice, liberty, independence. What they call that thing, the Star Spangled Banner, the land of the free and home of the brave? No, the land
but we're not
of
land
the
of the free
lockdown.
anymore, right? Yeah, we agree. That's the whole thing, Mandela. That's what you're not offering any solutions. Yeah, show me your papers, stuff like that. Yeah.
The whole planet is not free now because governments, some of them are stealing to kill, some of them are whipping people coming out of mosques, some people are being whipped because they don't have masks on. People are now making masks out of any goddamn thing, right? They're putting shit on, not just a little white mask. People got all kinds of masks. People are just putting masks on, don't know that the 5G kill grid is what has to be destroyed first and foremost.
So how are we going to destroy the 5G kill grid? How are we going to do that? Are you suggesting that the towers all be burnt down and knocked down like some crazy whack jobs are out there doing? I mean, how do you destroy the 5G grid?
Okay, the 5G kill grid is based on a military weapon called DEW, direct energy weapons. Anybody that's been in the military, they know that direct energy weapons, that's the 5G kill grid. And that's what all the people on the planet are organizing against right now. They know it has nothing to do with the flu. It has nothing to do with the virus. Because more people die from the flu. They die from heart, obesity. They die from malpractice. Way more than some goddamn COVID-19.
So, Mandela, let me ask you this. Okay, so you're saying more people, and you don't believe in this coronavirus any more than we do. Okay, so what do you think the reasoning? Okay, I want a logical, real world, non-matriarch answer. Okay.
Okay.
I want your opinion. Why do you think that they are classifying people as coronavirus COVID-19 deaths, even if it is some other issue?
I'll tell you why. One name, and one name will make your light bulb go on right away. And it'll help you remember what you forgot or don't want to recognize. There was a person that said that we have to depopulate the planet Earth. There was a person that said that I'm going to come up with a solution to get rid of useless eaters and maybe half of the whole planet. And that person was the head of Microsoft and has stepped down. And now that person is coming up supposedly with a vaccine that is 10 times more deadly than the virus. And you know his name? Bill Gates. Now, I'm telling you that Bill Gates, in his dossier, said that he had to depopulate the human planet. That was Bill Gates. He was the head of a computer geek. He was a technological.
We know that, Miguel. We've known that for years now. We know that for years.
Why
he's responsible for coming up with a vaccine, and most people will reject the vaccine. They will face a firing squad before they accept a vaccine with a chip in it. I'm telling you, if they black, brown, red, yellow, white, over 70% of the people in this country will reject a vaccine. I don't give a damn if they say we're going to come in with World Health Organization.
I know, I sure as hell will.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mandela, I happen to disagree with that. I happen to disagree with that because I'll tell you what, if 90% of the people, and well, I was probably even more than that, let's just say 95%, maybe, Chad, would you agree with that? Maybe 98% are giving up their constitutional rights for some fake virus.
This country,
I mean, what happens if the rest of what happens when, say, yeah, let's take the vaccine,
This country
They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it.
I mean,
we have,
I don't know about that.
I hope people like Pookie and, iJazz and those people in Hines get their shot, and I hope that they, have this long life of
You're talking about
pain
people in
and
the chat room.
suffering
You're talking
and
about
whatever.
people in the chat room, folks. You're talking about people in the chat room there.
I hope
that
they
are
get
constantly
all
mocking
these
them.
adverse effects. So,
okay, so you're saying you hope the people
I wish you all ill intent.
Yeah.
Well, the fact of the matter is what I'm saying is this, Mandela Khan. If people are willing to give up all their constitutional rights today for some virus they never seen or smelt or heard of prior to December, okay, and all of a sudden we're on lockdown in our houses and we're even losing our businesses, I'm saying that if Bill Gates came out with a vaccine and he said, take this and you're all free, okay, or the government came and did it and they pumped it on TV long enough, everyone would take that vaccine.
Not true. Not true. If you're not in the same sector that I'm in, and there's a multitude of
Is your sector obeying the 6-foot rule? Are they shutting down their businesses? Or is your sector staying in their house right now?
You'll see. This is a thing called Passover.
Yeah.
This is Friday. So Sunday, you'll get a new piece of information that will show you that there are going to be people arrested on Sunday. Some of them may even be pastors, because everyone knows that there's a mandate from the government that don't be 6 feet from each other, don't have more than 5 or 10 people together, or what have you. What I'm telling you is look at what's going down right now in all of your sector. And I just watched a video from Ghana. There were thousands and thousands of people in the streets, and they were using tear gas against the people in Ghana. Tear gas. And the multitude has said that we're not going in, and it's hot over here, and we're going to do the same things we've been doing before y'all told us that we got a pandemic and an epidemic, which is not a pandemic and an epidemic. That's what the world knows already.
Well, I mean, Mandela Khan, you obviously have a little bit of knowledge here pertaining to some of the world events going around and down. I don't think you have all the facts straight, and you're not going in a straight line. I think they're being jingled and growled around in that head of yours, and you're spewing out some things that probably are coming out the wrong way. I'm just giving my opinion here. I'm not insulting you. I'm just saying I don't think you have everything down the way it really. Well, who knows? I don't know, but I'm just saying.
I agree with you.
You got a little bit of facts there.
I agree with you, but here's where you're going to get a crash course in Now to the Future. Don't listen to a damn thing I say. I want everybody all over the planet go with what your own tyrannical government say. And when you look at what they're doing, and the real genocide, atrocities, and war crimes are going to take place because of the military, not a sickness. Because people have been sick for a long time on the planet. They've had illnesses. They've had all kinds of genetic mutated viruses. They had all kinds of germ, biological, chemical warfare, and all kinds of sickness. But for the first time, the government is going to show you what its real intentions is. And I'm telling you, it's genocide to try to kill this summer as many people as they can.
All right. And Mandela Khan, real quick, I just want to say to everyone who wants to get into the conversation here and may have an offer or a solution to what is happening or why things are happening, or what you may see in the far near future, maybe somehow, some way, I don't know, press the number 1, call in, 657-383-0616, press 1, and we'd be happy to take your call. Don't block your number, because as Chad said in the beginning, that unless you're screened and we know who you are, we will not take your call. Chad, if you see anybody that wants to call in a private number, you screen them. And I'll leave that up to you if you want to take their call. However,
absolutely,
Mandela Khan here is on the show from the People's Revolution, the matriarch. Okay.
And the last final show, Adam, and hearing my voice in Talkville.
Yep.
No.
He's been ordered.
He's been ordered. We live.
Yep. He's been ordered not to participate in any of my shows any longer, or Tyrone Thompson, or any other types of shows.
Let me say it again. I've been ordered not to participate with anyone that's not organizing the people to overturn their own government.
Oh, well,
I'm talking about is insurrection, Mandela Khan.
I'm not organizing the people to overturn the government.
No.
I'm not. So
we're organizing the people
to
stand up to the government and better the government.
What that means, Joe, is that with Tyrone Thompson 7 years, you 3 years, and Shabaka 2 years, I filibustered, I procrastinated, and I wasted a whole bunch of time deviating, trying to convince people who do not have the same itinerary as the matriarch.
So everyone must believe as you do. So everyone must believe as the matriarch, or they don't have any place in this world.
No. Everybody keep doing your thing. The revolutionary revelation is going to be revealed by your own government. But what I can't do is waste time calling you names, cussing you out, and you cussing me out and blocking me. You know what I'm saying? Well, look, we have open forum, and we give everybody the right to say what they want to say. But everybody knows, from Tyrone to even Shabaka, that we can't let the matriarch in the red, black, and green, because Shabaka is not with the total recall of the matriarch. And
I've allowed the matriarch to come on here. I've allowed your matriarch to come on here plenty of times. I've allowed your matriarch to come on here many, many times. And even some of your daughters of the matriarch.
That's why I'm giving you the last rites of passage that I would not give Shabaka, that I would not give Tyrone Pinocchio Thompson, because I know that they would not allow
Shabaka,
me.
your son?
No, wait, hold on. Don't you character assassinate me. How dare you slander me? And you heard him say that. You heard him, and you heard Shabaka say that I don't give a fuck if all you white people die. I don't care if y'all kill yourself. That's not my commentary or platform.
No, Mandela Khan doesn't say that. No, that's true.
Okay,
that is
and
true.
because I know that he's under black power. Black power can't free us, just like white power cannot keep us in slavery anymore on the whole planet Earth. That's why the matriarch is here, y'all, to help you remember what you forgot or don't want to recognize. All power to the people, no power to the people. Why? Because the whole planet is under lockdown. We're going to be free in 90 days. I promise you that.
Okay, well, you heard that prediction right here. We're going to be free. We're going to be free, Chad, in 90 days, according to Mandela Khan and the People's Revolution. 90 days, we're all going to be free.
Okay, let me clarify that. Let me clarify that. When we get the cumulative numbers that's needed, 100 million in this country, the first 48 hours, the eagle going to show the world how to be free. But when I say the first 90 days, Uncle Scam, the founding fathers, the Bible, and the Constitution is in control now, because the government has outlawed freedom, justice, and total independence. What that means is if we submit 90 days, only the outlaws will have freedom, not the people.
All right, so when will the people be free, Mandela Khan?
As soon as they recognize what Uncle Sam's plan is, which is genocide, atrocities, war crimes, with the tanks, special forces. Why do you think tanks is in the American cities today? Tanks? They're here to bring food, medicine.
I don't know.
Now, Mandela Khan, are you a follower of Allah, of Islam?
No.
Okay, so
I despise the Hebrew Israelites, Moors, Muslims, and Christians. Bible torn the Quran, close the page and turn the book on history on this guy called God. Turn the page and close the book.
Absolutely. That's where we can definitely agree.
Okay. The story of how we got free, Chad, we all are writing that story now based on the sign of times in which we live, because we don't have
Well, you do understand, You do understand that Islam actually has enslaved more people on planet Earth than any other religion. You understand that, right? I would say the Catholic Church would be
all religion is not revolutionary. That's why we say, who's writing the book, March 2020, on how we got free? I'm the author of that story based on the sign of times we live in, you and me. We are writing the story, the greatest story never told. How do we bring the people to live and let live in one love? It's based on the sign of times in which we live. So no book has written a story, no play, no movie has made the documentation. What they call the Pelgrim Brief with Julia Roberts. Julia Roberts is the matriarch, and I'm Denzel Washington. We are the endangered species. the human family.
Wait. No. You did not just go there. You did not just go there. Julia Roberts.
Who's the endangered species on the planet, Chad? Who's the endangered species on the planet, Chad? Who's the endangered species on the planet? Not a pelican. Who is the endangered species 2020?
If you ask me, it's Carol's husband.
Who?
You have not seen.
There you go.
You have
that
not
sidebar
seen.
again.
Oh.
Who's the endangered species today? People from the Congo to the Bongo. It's the human beings, not the pelicans.
The
All mothers
silverback gorilla.
are Julia Roberts, and I am Denzel Washington, Johnny Cochran of the Total Recall of the Matriarch.
You only wish
All right, Mandela Con.
you were Denzel Washington.
Yeah, but Mandela Con, okay, the bottom line is, okay, this is your last show because you've been told not to cooperate with any type of revolutionary.
Hey, Joe, tell the people, Joe, do me a favor. Tell the people who's the endangered species of life on the planet right now, based on what you see.
Who's the endangered species as far as people goes?
No, as far as life. It's not the bees.
It's
not the bees, the flowers and trees, the birds and the bees. It's not the animals. Who's the endangered species according to the sign of the times we live in today?
Well, I would say the human race is the endangered species
Oh,
right now.
bingo! Powerball jackpot. Checkmate, slam dunk, touchdown. Oh, goddamn. Good goddamn.
Whatever.
That's a beautiful thing.
Come on, Mandela Con. Hey,
Mandela
by
Con,
the way, I just want to say to Jesco and all you guys, I love you guys. God bless you all. You are some fantastic people. Heinz, I just want to wish you the best in that problem that you're dealing with. I mean, it's probably a hard line to draw, being both a KKK member and a transgender. I understand, and I really
I love the KKK,
wish you the best.
and I love the transgender, same-sex marriage, Adam and Steve and Mary and Eve, because you got to be a revolutionary now, because Barack Obama let you out the closet. It wasn't George Washington, George Bush, or Abraham Lincoln, or the Kennedys, the Clintons, the Bushes. It was Barack Obama who said that Adam and Steve and Mary and Eve is now law, when we are not yet free. Why did they allow Barack Obama to say y'all get rights over black and white people who fought for the Confederate, red, white, and blue, who fought for freedom, justice,
why are most races and cultures taught and basically with this aggression to attack the white male out there in society today? Why is that? Do you know why that is? Can you explain that?
Hey, Joe. Evidently,
you know that's true. You know that's true. Now, wait a second. Now, you know that's true. I was just wondering, how does the white male play into the matriarch? Does the white man have a play in the matriarch?
Listen. Even Tarzan wasn't attacked in Africa. Even Steve Irwin, look at this crop and it's a beauty. What a beautiful thing. It was a stingray that stung him in his motherfucking heart. Ain't no black people or African people attacking white people. That's not true.
No?
That's not true, Joe Gibson.
Oh, come on now. That does happen. Yes, that is true. Come on now. You know darn well that whites have been victims many times of crimes, and especially in the inner cities.
No, you said the white man is being attacked. You said the white man is being attacked.
By the media. The media, the commercials, the TV shows out there he's made fun of. Everyone knows that the white man has he has no type of masculinity anymore. Otherwise, he's a racist and he's a bully, and you know that.
I don't know that because you remember the scenario when Colin Powell could have became president. Y'all would have never heard nothing about no Barack Hussein Obama. You ever heard this term, the angry white male? And when I heard that term, I became the angry black male. And when all the people on the FCC and radio and TV that I was appearing on, they said, well, Mandela Khan, why are you the angry black male? I said, well, fuck. After all we've been through in founding in this country, if the angry white male is mad, I got to be twice as mad to stay in the race for life. So
Well,
This is not
the fact of the matter is times have changed, okay? Things have changed in society, and we know that today, and that's why I brought that question to you. Obviously, you're going to deny it. However, because you're going back into that buttercup role of the black man is being scrutinized, and he has no rights anymore, and he can't do. I mean, for goodness sake, that's just a totally ridiculous statement in 2020.
That's lying, Joe. I don't give a damn about no black man. I don't give a damn about black and white people in the United States.
People have identity with their own kind and their own culture and own race. We all know that. That always happens. Okay. So where does the white man have any place in the matriarch with the daughters and the of the matriarch? Do we have any place the white man?
Yes.
By any chance?
Yes.
Well, where is our place?
You have the same. Yes, Joe. You have the same place as Shaka, Hannibal, Barack Obama, Farrakhan, Jesse, Al, Scott. You must get to the black of the bus to be with us, because none of you men with all these muscles were supposed to take control of Mother Earth. It's not nice to fool with Mother Nature. I'm here to help you remember. All you black and white men.
True.
Yes, it is true. You were never supposed to take control of the commodities of Mother Earth. You were never supposed to take control.
On crack if you think I'm going to get at the back of the bus, brother.
Okay, you're on amphetamines and heroin. You're on amphetamines and heroin, and you have to take some more Percocets and drink some alcohol for you to figure out where the hell you're going if I'm on crack.
Well, hell yeah. It's a party, Mandela Khan. We can both those lines together.
The bottom line is this, like I said. So you said they have a place at the table with the matriarch. All right, that's what you're saying. We're all together. We have a place at the table. That's what you're saying. Okay, that's great. Yes. All right, so there's no discrimination. Okay, this is this perfect utopia world that the matriarch is going to create worldwide for all the people around the globe today or tomorrow, within 90 days, maybe.
And here's the only thing that men have to do. And here's the only thing that men have to do, black or white.
Yep.
You must serve, protect, defend, build, and use your penis when the mothers, grandmothers, and great-grandmothers give you infants. In other words, I'm going to say it again.
Well, wait a second.
Black men and white
are
men
going to tell men to use their penis when, whoa, hang on a second. So you're saying in this matriarch that men are the slaves, the sex slaves?
No.
We have to obey the women?
No. I'm saying that there's an abundance of commodities and resources to appropriate and allocate, but under the Masonic patriarch, men are warlords. Men are divisive. Men are rapists. Men lie, steal, and kill. They never told the truth to your mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother. Women.
Yes. All and women steal, lie, and cheat too.
Yep.
All men do. Yes, we all got that.
Women are worse than men in most cases when it comes to lying.
It's terrible.
Because men are under Atlas syndrome, trying to get your muscles and show your testosterone, and because he got the whole world in his hands. You forgot the stolen legacy. It wasn't black or white. It was about wrong versus right. It was wrong for Mother Earth's commodities to be in the hands of Mandela Khan or any man who wants to speak March 2020.
All right. So therefore, the women are going to be in control of all the Earth's resources. I don't know who's in the background there. The women are going to be in control of all the Earth's resources, correct? That's what you're saying.
Yes.
The men won't have any control of the Earth's resources. Oh, wow.
No.
That's interesting.
No. They will have control of their birthright, which is to serve, protect, defend, build, and use their penis to cum, C-U-M, to have stimulation, okay? To use their penis.
You are an idiot.
Okay, thank you, Chad. I'm an idiot and you're a genius, and I appreciate you so much.
Absolutely.
All right. So therefore, the men have. All right. So basically, reverse roles here. Basically, what the men have been doing to the women all these years, they're claiming that the women are now going to do to the men. That's what you're saying, but very much.
No, not true. Because the women won't rape you.
So does that mean
the women? No,
we get to stand up to the women and punch Sam in the mouth?
Hold on for a minute. That's not true. Because we know that the women won't rape you. The women won't cause wars. They won't lie, steal, and kill. They won't
That's not
create
true. That's
ways.
not true. That's not true,
Okay,
Mandela.
listen,
you know that's not true
most,
because there are women
most
prime
women under
ministers
the
across
Masonic
this globe right
patriarch.
now.
Okay. Okay.
There are women prime ministers
what
on
we
this
know.
globe. Ethiopia has a woman actually in charge.
Okay.
New
Okay.
Zealand
Okay.
actually just
Okay.
has
Okay.
which confiscated everybody's weapons and guns over there. Has a female in charge. So but that's not true, developed on that statement actually.
Okay. Under your auspices, you're absolutely correct. But you have selective amnesia because you can't stand in your house for your girlfriend, your boo, your bae, your wife to appropriate and allocate all resources that you go out and shed blood, sweat, and tear equity. If you go out and shed blood, sweat, and tear equity, you want to have control of how the commodities, your appropriation,
That's not true,
and allocation.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Okay,
It's not
true at all.
you can't. One can't stand it. No, that's not true. It's the fact of the matter is that it's equal in a household. I believe it should be equal. However, the man does have a special role, and so does a woman. They both have different roles to play in a household or in a family unit.
Okay, well,
we've been over this a million
who
times.
should wash the dishes? Who should wash the dishes and wash the toilets out? And who should do the laundry? And who should,
Well, I'll tell you, the person that stays home all day, while the other goes out and works. Okay, that
look
person
at you.
works
Look
at
at
home.
you. That's real slick. That's real slick.
Yeah.
Isn't it unfortunate that the women go out and get the bag today? Because most men are MIA, missing in action because of felonies, because they're
That has
refugees
nothing to
or
do with your
ruffians.
question. That has nothing to do with your question.
No, I don't have no question.
As a
I
couple.
didn't ask no question.
As a couple.
I didn't ask no question. Come on, don't do that.
You were saying
I
as
didn't
a
ask no
family
question.
unit. You said as a family unit, man and a woman as a family unit. If a man, there's no family if a man's in prison and the woman's at home. Obviously, she's got to take care of everything, and vice versa. So that's totally ignorant of you to propose that type of scenario. In a modern day society, the way we live today, how we can fix and repair the family unit would be very simple. Restore the family by having the man go out and do the basic get the job, bring home enough money to supply for his family. The female also has an important role to take care of the children, nurture the children, take care of the certain things at house that the man cannot really do as good as a woman. And it's just the way it is. We saw the moral breakdown of society and family because we divided up the family by putting the women in the workplace and divorced 52% is it? 56% now? I mean, when you have that, why did that happen? Why do you think that happened, Mandela Khan? Why was the family destroyed in America?
Let me put it on balance. As us men, can we iron, wash clothes, cook food, take care of the project?
Not as good as a woman. Not as good as a woman. No. Not as good as a woman. No.
Okay. Well, why isn't she even compensated at home for having the most gargantuan task for raising a nation? It takes a village to raise a child.
Oh, wait a minute.
But if a woman stays home,
what do you mean gigantic task? Wait a second. Now you're putting him up on a pedestal above the man, and now you shouldn't do that. Yes, it's a hard task, but the man also has a task too. Okay, so you're what you're doing is you're taking away from the man, and you're playing the man as out there. Again, you're playing that man, the white man. The man is the big evil bad man out there in society today.
No.
He's a rapist. He's a murderer. He's a bully.
I didn't
he
say
beats
that.
people up.
I didn't say that.
I mean.
Under the.
You're insinuating.
No, I didn't say that. What I said is this: under the current relationship, the man is traditionally, if he go on a date, the man pays, right? That's because he's responsible under this orientation to go get the bag, the loot, the booty. Okay? Now, to the victor goes the spoils. Now, when it comes to a woman, she's already paid the price. She's already paid the ultimate sacrifice and should be appropriated and allocated because of who she is. She don't have to work and participate in competition with a patriarch society under the Masonic order. Why? Because she has the ultimate goal, and that's to keep the family together under all costs, no matter what kind of appropriation is allocated.
Mandela Khan. Okay, look, you go into this matriarch stuff, okay? and you talk about this, and what we're getting at is, okay, we're not seeing any of this movement. We never will see any of this movement from you, okay?
Thank you, Chad. Thank you.
And
exactly. And first of all, why would you say that the family moral fabric breakdown of society has broken down throughout all the years in society? You're telling me because that the men and women both should go to work and nobody's taking care of the house or the family, right? Because you're telling me that we can live a successful family life like that? Are you telling me that's how we do it? I mean,
what I'm saying is that it takes
or are you
a
saying
village.
that the woman should go out and work and the man should stay at home? Because the man cannot take care of children as good as a woman can, right?
What I'm saying is that it takes...
a man cannot do what a mother can do for the children at home. That's as simple as that. It's a fact. A woman is better at taking care of the children at home and raising those children. Look, a son always needs his mom. That is all. That whether it's more, a little bit less. Look, the fact of the matter is,
hey, we just had an internet. We just had a chat up here that says, "I don't care who takes care of the kids as long as it's not the state." I agree.
Well, and nowadays that's how you have to look at things. Nowadays, the state shouldn't take care of the children at all. Period. Well, whether it's man or woman. No matter what. What I'm talking about is can you not agree that the family system and unit has been broken down by what? By what? How have you seen the family unit break down? How have you seen it break down?
The government
doing what?
The family.
What did they do at first?
Well,
by
eliminate
making sure that the man. Hang on. I'm going to say my point, and then I want you to answer. By making sure the man was unable to bring home enough money to support the family, so therefore then the mother then had to go out and get a job. Now they're separated more and more. There's nobody taking care of the children. The family got destroyed, right? I mean, is that not how basically it played out? Okay, all right. So you agree with me? Okay, now I mean, can you see any other things that happened? What did they do? What did the Rockefellers do? What did they brag about doing? I mean, first of all, my grandmother, who worked in a sewing shop in the 1930s, okay, right then and there, that was their first step right there. That's what my grandmother told me. She had to go to work during the war, and then they saw not my family at that time, but she saw in the community how the women were working during the war, how the families got so divided because the woman was no longer to take care of the home anymore and take care of the other siblings, okay, and that's just a fact. That's a Christian. I mean, look, whether or not you believe, I mean, go to the book of Corinthians, whatever. We'll talk about the Christian values of between a man and a husband and a wife. No husband is not better than a woman, or a woman is not better than the husband. But they are in different aspects that make up for the other and the least amount of what the other does. So a woman could do better things that a man can't do. It's for the care of the family, and a man could do certain things for the better care of the family that a woman can't do. It all equals out in the end. It's a family unit. It's a family-orientated unit, okay? And when you divide them, what happens? You get what you have. You get what you have today, a society that is completely broken down, okay? You destroy the family first. Go ahead, Chad.
I completely agree. Okay. The government steps in. And they make a primarily the Democratic Party. If we really want to go into this, the Democratic Party has always kept, primarily the African-American male has been victimized by the Democratic Party. So if you look at most of your urban inner city areas that are ran by Democratic Party, they got the highest rates for fatherless homes in the African-American community. So what you really get is a political attack on our communities, and it's really hard not to go in and say it's the Democrats, because it is. I mean, the Democratic Party has always been the biggest detriment to the African American community that there ever could be. Now, everybody's saying, oh, well, the Democrats, do this. Well, if you look at all the stuff they've done throughout the years, the Democrats are on the social dependence program. What do you do with your poorest people? You keep them dependent on you. The Democrats wanted the African Americans to be dependent because then their communities couldn't stand up and actually defend themselves or have a voice. That was the Democratic Party. Today, they're the party of progression.
But Chad, look at this, right? For instance, people are taking everything out of context and what we're talking about, the human family system, like Mandela Khan. You know, he's saying, yeah, of course there are some women out there that could do a better job at doing everything. Not all, though. You have to talk in a majority type of standard. You know, are there a few women out there that can do a great job at everything and better than a man? Yes. Are there dads out there that can raise their children better than sometimes some mothers can? Yes, there are. We can't say all. So I want to clear that up right now for everybody. I'm not saying all. Okay?
Let me say this. Let me quickly say this because of the sign of times we live in today. In March 2020, when we're all in the valley of decision, and this time we have to be right, it takes a village to raise a child. Under the government, we have a crazy-ass village. It's time for we the people, by the people, for the people to come to order. That's where we are in the sign of times we live in today. So it takes a village to raise a child. If we are going to have a village, all the people, old, young, gay, straight alike, must come together for their birthrights and their independence, or else you're going to see some stuff that we've never even seen, and many people won't commit suicide based on the sign of times we live in today.
So, Mandela Khan, so in 3 months, okay, we're all going to be freed from this oppression that we're in, okay? How are you going to fight that, okay? How are you going to wage
that's a beautiful thing. Let me say this. When we get the cumulative numbers, it's going to take 48 hours for the transition of power. But in 3 months, the government...
48 hours.
No, hold it, yeah. But in 90 days, the government, because of the spring, summer, and what the governments all over the world has planned for the people, and I'm telling you, the government has planned genocide, atrocities, and war crimes. That's going to bring the light bulb on in every person on the planet what they are actually participating in because they submitted their birthrights to their tyrannical governments. That's going to give us the auspices, the concept to come together fast and furious to overturn the tyrants. That's what's happening on our watch right now because of this thing called lockdown.
Now, would you consider yourself a sovereign citizen?
I'm a patriot of freedom, justice, and total independence and sovereignty of the human family under the Creator.
No, the Creator or the matriarch?
Okay, the Creator represents all the people on the planet.
The Creator
just represents black or white people in the United States of America. The Creator
now we're getting off
represents
into a whole other subject here.
No, I'm not, because a lot of y'all like to talk about this guy named
we were
God
talking about the family
or this
unit.
unseen being.
Well,
but y'all think that this God
problem.
exists only in this country. God does not only exist in this country.
I never said God only exists in America. What are you talking about?
Okay,
I'm
telling you, the whole world is on lockdown under the Creator.
By many days.
No, I know her because the whole world is on lockdown because of the Creator. And he, God, this guy who got the whole world in his hands, and Atlas, they are being exposed and soon to be dismissed because we all got an international village
so
of
our family
sovereignty and integrity.
Our family unit, okay, has taken such a drastic turn, even from the times when I was a kid and seeing what my mom and dad had, you know, as a family and my mom and dad had done, as opposed to what you're seeing now, even with my own children, you know, sitting around the dinner table, now 95% of the families in the world don't do that anymore. I mean,
so you telling me that you and your family sit around the dinner table every night, Chad? You and your family? 90% of us don't do that.
90%.
Well, that's the problem, Mandela Khan. Yeah, that's why not, Mandela Khan. You know, and first of all, look, husband, what does husbands mean? And I'm going to tell you right now, and what you can't not disagree with this, Mandela Khan. For husbands, this means love your wives just as Christ loved the church. He gave up his life for her, okay? Therefore, a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. Okay, that's what the Bible says, and if anyone knows, that's what I, basically stand
now,
by.
Here's what the family in the village say. Here's what the family in the village say: that children and family, age-dependent children, protective services, even if that child is not yours, and you leave that first woman and go to another woman and honor her 2 children, and you disrespect your children, all of you are wrong in the divide and fuck up the family court. Because there is no child protective services. There is no age-dependent children until the mothers respect the other baby mama when she engages in a man. If the woman want to engage in me, you, or Chad, and she don't ask that man, do you have any other children or baby mamas that you're going to pay child support, that you're going to pay homage, that you're going to give credits to? Most men will lie to the woman.
All got screwed up. This is how the system all got screwed up.
I'm not giving
the
any of my
families.
kids' moms any money.
Okay. Well,
how many men you think that
I disagree with Chad on that. I would disagree with Chad on that. I mean,
okay, how many men do you think that
give them? I'd have to.
I have my kids.
I'd have to give it to them in good faith. Well, okay. Well, I'm just saying, if it's 50-50 or something like that, I would say it'd be my job to do my role and do my job.
Let me say this to y'all.
Financially.
In the beginning of this country, how many men who lied and pledged allegiance, fathers, grandfathers, great-grandfathers, and uncles who said that, look, you my wife, you my boo, my babe. How many men has left their original wife or girlfriend or boo and child, and now they're engaged in a second and third party, and the women and children he did not produce, but he's honoring the contract with that woman because he's trying to get his personal satisfaction, and he has left and abandoned his original children, and the woman has abandoned the original children because she won't allow the other woman and her children to become her family. That's the deal.
I don't know. What do you think about that, Chad?
I mean, I
don't know.
I have to agree with him on some of that, but not all of it. I'm gonna throw it out here, Medelcon, that there's always, the old saying goes, there's always 2 sides to every story. You don't know the situation with the man being out, doing whatever he's doing. I mean, women have the same type of emotional detachment that a lot of men have. So,
well, what does it say, Chad? Well, Chad, I agree with that, but what does it say also? I read also, basically, I quoted the scripture about what husband's role, but do you agree also with the wife's role, where it says, wives, submit yourselves unto your husbands as unto the Lord, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, as he is the Savior of the body. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be their own husbands in everything.
Yeah.
So they're
their own independent. Because most people don't want divorce. If they don't like the relationship, they leave. And the women, when they pick up the application to accept a man in her life, she don't ask that man, is there any other baby mama, John, or children that you love?
An application.
And my children are not your children. And yet these men will come into a second, third, or fourth woman's life. Huh?
Did I just hear you say they pick up an application?
Yeah. When women, they are the employer and men are the employee. Most women, they don't ask a man when they like him, do you have any other children that you pay child support, that you give honor, or other baby mama? They want to get with him. And just like a man, he won't tell you the truth that most women that I come in contact with, I won't tell you that I got some other children that I love. And even though I'm trying to get with you, I'm going to honor your children. But they are not his children. And he don't even honor his own children.
Yeah. But, originally, what was the original, first of all, how did the foundation of this show originally was to start is to ask why, what is wrong with our republic and what happened there down at a church in Mississippi and how we are losing our liberties today. Hey, Joe,
I want to ask you this.
And how
this is
we're going to stand,
Friday, and then we have Easter Sunday. What's going to happen on Sunday when most of the churches, all the way up until now, they get their congregations together on Easter Sunday with the pretty hats and the dresses and the suits? What the fuck is
I
going
got
on
another caller.
in this
Mandela
country?
Mandela Khan, I've answered all of the questions I can. We do have another caller here. I'm going to connect them, see what they have to say. Okay, so, well, I was trying to connect them. Hang on here. My call screen just jumped up there. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. You're on mute.
Disconnected.
Yeah. Go ahead. 970, area code 970. All right, I guess 970 does it. Yes, 970.
It's you. You're on.
I think this 970 to get on. They've probably been waiting a long time. I don't know what happened. Chad, you didn't see this caller waiting?
Yeah, I've seen
the
it
caller,
waiting, but we were.
I know. All right. Well, I thought, man, I didn't know. Maybe they were waiting a long time.
Who's going to have their suits and hats and their suits on to go to church this Sunday?
That's okay. I'm sorry. We didn't see you 970. I apologize for that.
Who's going to have their hats and suits and dresses to go to church this Sunday on Passover, and then Easter Sunday is just 2 days away? Who's going to congregate more than 6 feet? Who's going to congregate more than 5 people, 10 people? Who's going to come to church under God and Easter this Sunday? I'm telling you, this shit ain't never happened to us, people.
I mean, you're right, Mandela Khan. I mean, it is a different time, and we're seeing a lot of things that are unprecedented. This coronavirus scam that's being perpetrated on the people of the world based on one world government and dependency on federal money in the United States. I mean, there's a lot of reasons going on for this. And I genuinely don't believe
Chad,
in the whole coronavirus.
Chad, we gotta give our closing thoughts, Chad. We gotta give our closing thoughts. So real quick, I'll give my closing, then you give yours. Or first, Mandela, 1 minute apiece. 1 minute apiece. Hey,
okay.
Listen,
Okay.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Appreciate it. We got off topic there, but we'll try to continue on with this conversation in the future. Hang on, Mandela Khan. We'll try to continue on with this conversation in the future. But I guess we kind of, like I said, got way off topic here and started talking about marriage. So, but go ahead now, Mandela Khan. Go ahead. Yeah, okay. I know it's my fault. Always. Go ahead.
On behalf of the Executive Order of Class Action 527 on the Matriarch, I am the secure party, and I will not withdraw my voice from understanding the times we live in today in Joe Gibson, as long as there is the same protocol as tonight, that we interact and we go forward and build a multitude of people, because that's my assignment. So I first say that I love each and every one of you, and it's our time now, based on the sign of the times we're living today. All hands on deck. We all need each other now, based on sovereignty, integrity, dignity, independence. All power to the people, no power to the sheeple. And I will be back again as long as we have patience, discipline, control, and respect. Much love, much respect to each and every one of you.
All right. Thank you. Go ahead, Chad. Floor is yours.
I just want to say thank you tonight, everybody, for listening. Sorry we got off topic here. Didn't mean for it to happen, but it just kind of did. And, anytime we get Mandela Khan on and everything just kind of, goes off topic. So, not that we have a problem with it, but thank you for listening tonight. Joe, back to you.
All right. Thank you very much. God bless everybody. God bless the Republic. And just keep trying to fight for our Republic one way or the other. We'll get it right sooner or later. Good night, everybody.